Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 7:33, and welcome to the September 2nd work session for the Mayor and Town Council of Forest Heights, Maryland. This meeting will now come to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Council President Noble,
Here.
Councilwoman Hines,
Present.
Councilman Kennedy,
Here.
Councilwoman Brownson,
Here.
Councilwoman Little,
Present.
Councilwoman McDonald,
Present.
Mayor Lilly.
Present.
Mr. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, we'll have a moment of silence. Thank you. Next, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance, and I ask that everyone who's able will join us in standing. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. All right, the minutes for our last meeting, July 16th, 2025, were distributed in advance. Are there any changes or corrections to the minutes from July 16th? Okay, hearing none, the minutes are accepted as they have been included in this agenda. Next, we'll have approval of the main agenda. I move that we approve tonight's main agenda.
I second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve tonight's main agenda. Discussion. From further review, there's actually an item that we need to remove and one that we need to add something as well. So I move that we amend the agenda, removing the youth ambassador presentation. He's not able to be here tonight, and adding a closed session at the end of the meeting after department reports. Is there a second to amend the agenda? It has been moved and seconded that we amend tonight's agenda, removing the youth ambassador presentation and inserting a closed session after department reports. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Are there any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it. All right, I move that we adopt the agenda as amended. Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt tonight's agenda as amended. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it, and our agenda is accepted. Okay, next we will move into some swearing-ins. We have 3 individuals who, at our most recent meeting, were approved to become Veterans Commissioners in our newly permanently recognized Veterans Commission. And so at this time, we're going to have those individuals come forward, starting with Miss Erica Sanders. Would you please come forward? Good, how are you? And for those who don't know, Miss Erica Sanders has lived in Forest Heights for, I believe, more than 20 years?
16.
Okay, close to 20 years. And she is a former service member of the Army. Yes, HUA. And she has recently become involved with activities with the veterans group in our community. So we're happy to swear you in. If I could have someone to bring up the Bible, would you like to swear or affirm? Affirm, okay. And Madam Clerk, if you could come and actually hold the Bible, unless we have another individual who you wanted to select. Okay. Okay, you will place your left hand on the Bible and you will raise your right hand. Okay. I state your name,
I, Erica Sanders,
do affirm that I will
do affirm that I will
support the Constitution of the United States
support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
Veterans Commissioner
Veterans Commissioner
in the town of Forest Heights
in the town of Forest Heights,
according to the Constitution and laws of the state.
according to the Constitution and the laws of this state.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we'll take a photograph if there's anyone who would like to join in the photograph from council. I guess we can take it over here.
Yeah.
Let's give her a hand again. Next, we'll call up another longtime resident of Forest Heights, Mr. Quincy Hines. Mr. Hines is a former mayor in the town of Forest Heights and served in the Coast Guard.
Sir.
Mr. Hines, would you like to, you're affirming.
Pardon?
We'd like to swear or affirm.
Yeah.
Affirming, okay. Who was going to hold the Bible for you this evening?
My daughter. Yeah.
Okay, you can stand here.
Oh.
All right, you can place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Yes, there you go.
Okay, this left.
Yes.
Okay.
I state your name,
I, Quincy Hines,
do affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice. You thought I was gonna miss a word, didn't you?
execute the office of
Execute the office of
Veterans Commissioner
Veterans Commissioner
in the town of Forest Heights
in the town of Forest Heights,
according to the Constitution and laws of the state.
according to the Constitution and the laws of the state.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Are the students Hans and Anthony? And just to note, there will be a slide in my presentation in a little bit, but the Veterans Commission is having an event this coming Monday, September 8th at 1:30 p.m. It's going to be here in the Municipal Center, and it's going to feature Dr. Dula, who works in the county's Department of Veteran Affairs. And I believe the topic, Ms. Sanders, if I'm correct, is seniors and surviving spouses of veterans. Is that correct? Okay. Councilmember Brownson. Yeah, Mr. Murphy, I don't believe is here tonight. I know Miss Chisholm reached out to him, but if Mr. Murphy's not here today, we'll try to get him on another agenda. And unless we see him later tonight, we may have time to amend. If you'd like to offer a motion.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we amend the agenda for tonight, postponing the swearing in for Mr. Lindell Murphy, who's not in attendance. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay, hearing none. The amendment is adopted and our agenda is adjusted accordingly. Now, if Mr. Murphy happens to show up at a portion when we're still within the meeting, we can further amend to allow him to be sworn in tonight. Does council agree or concede with that? Okay. All right, next we will have, so timely for you to be here, sir, Mr. Reese, our former chief. Today we're going to have a proclamation of the Emergency Preparedness Month. This proclamation states, whereas the town of Forest Heights recognizes that emergencies and natural disasters can strike at any time without warning, endangering public health and safety, which in turn results in damage to homes, infrastructure, and the environment. And whereas Emergency Preparedness Month is an opportunity to raise awareness, share emergency planning resources, and encourage individuals to proactively take steps to prepare for the unknown and the unexpected. And whereas emergency preparedness should not be limited to hurricanes and tornadoes, our community should also consider other potential threats, such as flooding, which we experience a lot here in Forest Heights, power outages and water main breaks. Developing a plan requires the assessment of not only the needs of the home, but the people who reside in it, including considerations for medical equipment, medications, and other special requirements. Whereas preparing for emergencies requires the collaborative efforts of residents, community organizations, neighbors, schools, and government agencies. And whereas the town of Forest Heights commends the dedication of first responders, emergency personnel, healthcare providers, and our Department of Public Works, all of whom tirelessly keep our community safe and resilient. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Troy Barrington Lilly, Mayor of the Town of Forest Heights and the Council of the Town of Forest Heights, do hereby proclaim the month of September Emergency Preparedness Month and encourage all residents to seek out and take full advantage of the resources available to prepare for any emergency that may arise. This includes local churches, food banks, and community events that provide canned goods, emergency supplies, and information on how to develop an emergency plan that fits the needs of your home and community. I move that we adopt the Emergency Preparedness Month proclamation.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt the Emergency Month proclamation. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it, and this proclamation is adopted. Next, we will move into council member and mayor reports. And we'll begin in Ward 1 with Councilmember McDonald.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Just a few things. So I'm in the process of developing a project plan draft for review. And this is the seniors program that we're trying to revamp. So I guess look for more information on that. We also, the Green Team will be meeting to decide on some items that we discussed with the Sustainable Maryland team and to see how we might be able to at least roll out one of those items that was listed as an activity that we could use to engage with the community. And then also community garden management meeting we had, myself and Council Brownson, and we have to do a follow-up on those items to see where we are and where we're trying to go with continuing our efforts with the community garden as it being one of the priority actions for sustainability in the town. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember McDonald. Next, we'll go to Councilmember Little, also from Ward 1.
Good evening. I would like to report that we had a very successful Forest Heights Day in August 2nd. Well, with this being our first meeting back, I'm very happy to see everyone's beautiful face this evening. So while we were out on our break, we had a successful Forest Heights Day. It was wonderful for our community to come together and represent and celebrate the pride of our town together. We also participated in a national night out. I would like to thank the Forest Heights Police Department for coming together and having such a great time for us planning. And also, I would like to congratulate all of the Forest Heights youth who are going back, well, have already started school again, and would like to wish you all the best of luck and a much success in your academic school year. That is all I have to report for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Little. Next, we'll go to Councilmember Brownson from Ward 2.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back from your recess, our recess. I also attended Forest Heights Day and National Night Out. It was very good, very successful. As far as attendance and having something for the community to come out and engage with. Councilmember Hines, Kennedy, and myself, we attended the Forest Heights Elementary Back to School pep rally. And that was a very good pep rally. The kids were so excited about getting back to school. Excitement as far as happy, and some of them were sad. But I want to mention that we walked the trail for the students to get to Forest Heights Elementary. And it was damp that morning. And the overhangs on the trail, the kids are going to get wet whenever they have to walk to school, walking that trail. And the grass was overgrown on the sidewalk. The bushes and stuff are so overgrown that you can't see what might jump out at you. So I think Councilwoman Hines took pictures of it, and she was going to bring it to the school board's attention because it can be very dangerous for our students to have to walk to school under those conditions. And this could be, like Councilwoman McDonald said, it could be a public safety hazard. And we also been doing, Chief Reese started this along with Councilwoman Noble. We've been doing walks through the community. They walk on the one side on Tuesday and another side on Thursdays. And we've been walking all the communities and, jotting down the things that we see that need improvement in the town. And one of the things I've jotted down, I've taken pictures of, the potholes. Some of the potholes on North Huron and Seneca are so big that people have begun to put cups and items in the holes. And that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. So I'm wondering when, Public Works and Forest Heights going to be able to get some money to fill some of the potholes. I mean, when we walk and we can't even walk on the side because it's so bad that we might sprain an ankle if we dodge in cars. So it's pretty bad out there as far as the condition of the roads in Forest Heights. I don't know whether Mr. Frankenfield is on the phone, but we had talked about the July cash disbursement report. And he asked me, and we were going back and forth with some of the things that were in the report that I asked questions about. And he asked me to hold it and bring it up at the meeting. So I'm bringing it up at the meeting. One of the things in that report that I asked about was that Mr. O'Connor was being paid out of the Black Hawk Lane grant. And I said, well, that grant is not open. That's for the project manager. program manager. So Mr. Frankenfield said that, well, that's what he was paid off. And I said, well, is there a job description or was he hired at that position? He said, that's an HR question. And
Yes, I'm glad you brought it up. We'll discuss it in the closed
He
session.
said, right, okay, so I'm bringing it up and he told me to bring it up in the meeting and it's an HR question. And so somebody should answer why he is being paid in July out of the Black Hawk Lane grant as the project manager. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilmember Brownson. Next, we'll go to Councilmember Kennedy, also from Ward 2.
Everything I would have said has already been said, so I'm not beating a dead horse. But welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, the elected body. Good to see people in the audience. And welcome to the new people that are coming on board.
Thank you, Councilmember Kennedy. Next, we'll go to Councilmember Hines, Ward 3.
Good evening. I just want to say welcome back, or, good to see you guys. It's been a long month. As everyone notes that we had Forest Heights Day, we had National Night Out. And as Councilwoman Brownson said, myself and Councilwoman Brownson and Councilman Kennedy was at Forest Heights Elementary, and as was said, it was really, really nice to see the kids come out. And I just want to let everybody know that they're doing something on 9/11 at the school, for, it's a back to school night, I guess. But I'm going to have to get the details, but they did tell us about 9/11. Yes, 9/11, 7:00, but I was, trying to figure out. Okay. Also, I want to say that the library is open. For those of you guys have missed the library, like I have, it's back open. And one other thing. I can't think. Oh, congratulations to all the commissioners. I am so proud of you guys. And thank you so much for your dedication. And so thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Hines. Now we'll go to Council President Noble, also from Ward 3.
Good evening, all. Yes, it is great to see everyone back. It was a nice recess, but I don't know that we really recessed. And I want to thank the Chief Reese, for starting the walking group. It was a good opportunity for residents to talk and walk and talk. So I think he set us up, but we've been doing it, and we have every day we have a different person add on. So it's growing. It's the Reese Walk. And so we have a lot of communication, and I'm not going to share it all tonight. I'm not going to share any of it. I'm going to save it. And I just want to first, for the month of September, just remember Antoinette Sherman, better known as Tony. She passed September the 11th. That was one of our tragedies. She worked at the Pentagon. So I don't want to ever forget her. And I just don't want to forget people. And I think sometimes we do that because sometimes we think history starts when we enter the room. But history is an ongoing course. And if we don't remember, and if we don't call it out, then it will be forgotten. So we have a responsibility to remember. So I just want to remember her tonight. Also, with Chief again, he had the vendor to come with the stop sign, to monitor the stop signs, and they did a presentation. And I did talk to Mr. Jackson about it, that in one day at 12 intersections, there were 2,783 runs through those stop signs. In one day, not a month, not a week. So, and now with us with people walking kids back in school, we have to really take this matter serious because this is a public safety matter. And we got to save all the people that we can save while we have the opportunity to do that. And I also got a message from Ms. Wright from Forest Heights Elementary with the pictures from the walkway. And I shared that with Mr. Jackson. So hopefully when we get our public works up and running by tomorrow, it'll be fixed. So, because they're concerned too with the safety. Yeah, so I think, oh, the last thing, trees. I know someone said there was a tree study. A resident told me that there was and we know we did a tree study, what trees are in the town. So I would like to see that study and coordinate it with the booth invoices to see what was in the town, what was not the town, so that we can coordinate all these efforts and know what's going on. So, because we had a lot of questions about that. And last but not least, I want to thank the police department for a job well done this summer with the PAL program. It was great. I think the kids enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more when I saw the kids at the school and they said, "You read to us." I said, "Oh, you remember me." So it was a good time in Forest Heights for 4 weeks. Big group, but they were in order and everything was nice. So thank you. That's it for me.
Thank you, Council President. I just need, I don't know if Nate can hear me. I just need a thumbs up or something to let me in so I can pull my presentation up for this month. It doesn't have to be you, Mr. Reese.
Is it his report? What does he need? Oh, you need.
And just while he's going to do that, yeah, lots of great points made on the pathway to Forest Heights Elementary. The path, I believe, is in the county's purview, but actually we're trying to get a meeting scheduled with the new school board representative, who is Zakia McCants Goins for District 8. So we'll have a meeting coming up and we'll definitely mention that to her and their team. Also on the stop sign monitoring system, I saw a similar report and presentation. And so if it pleases the council, it would be good for us to bring back consideration to allow that program to operate full time and issue citations in the town. One of the reasons is it provides transparency. So it's not just like a citation will get mailed to someone's house. There'll be an online portal where community members, residents, staff, council members can see the actual violations that are happening, including the person who receives the citation. And the ultimate goal is to reduce the behavior. In other towns, and we asked this of the presenter, what was the result? It's wonderful to see the video, but what is the result? And they've seen significant decreases in people running stop signs and bypassing vehicles that are at stop signs and all kind of behavior that contributes to unsafe environments for people in our town. So we're looking forward to bringing that back for discussion, and hopefully council will be on board with using this tool to help us increase our public safety efforts. Okay. And if I can just. Okay, for this month, it's blocked by this bar.
What's wrong?
How do I move it? You would think it would do that. Technology is fun. Sometimes it's fine. We're just gonna. No. Oh, so well, let me see. Anyway, This is the presentation for September the 2nd, 2025. We've had some great progress over the recess. The first thing that we'll highlight is that in August, we finally completed as a town the overdue financial audits for fiscal year 2024. And so that means that the town has completed all the audits that are overdue. We're currently current with the state. And that's something we've been working toward for the past few years. So yeah, you're right, Councilman Kennedy. We can go ahead and have a round of applause for that. It's a combined effort from everyone on the staff, town administration, financial team, and council for asking questions and keeping the pressure on. This is a promise that's kept from our leadership team. And one of my priorities was using digital transformation to help us track, digitize, and strengthen record keeping and reporting. And so the next step for this is that now that we're back on track, we don't rest on our laurels. That means every day and every month that passes, another audit is closer to being due. So we're already underway for fiscal year 2025's audit. We'll bring those updates as they come, and we look forward to turning that audit in on time and to doing that subsequently for all of our financial reporting in the future. So we know that's a basic thing, but it sets a good tone from our leadership and to the community about transparency. And as has been mentioned already, we had a great Forest Heights Day 2025. We had great weather. The weather gods really smiled on us that day. So thank you to the residents who joined us. Thank you to the staff, our town administrator, our town clerk, our administrative assistant, our public works department, which was augmented by some folks who used to work in the town. Mr. Curtis Watkins was back for the day, and we had some other folks helping us out. So we just want to say thank you to those who helped put the day on, to our police department, who are always involved in every effort we have, every event that we do, and who showed up strong that day, to our council, and to our school partners, to our community partners. Our council chair, Ed Burrows, was there with us. Our delegate, Jamila Woods, was there, and our state senator, C. Anthony Muse, was also there as well. We also had National Night Out, which has been mentioned several times, another successful event bringing our law enforcement and public safety community together with our community. We're grateful to have our police department run 2 events in less than 5 days. It shows their dedication and commitment, as well as our staff in the administration and public works setting up and turning out for another event in the community. We're also glad to have our National Park Service, which has a park in town there, as well as the Oxon Hill Volunteer Fire Department was there. And our new Director of Emergency Management, former Chief Mr. Reese, was there as well with the county's, what is that vehicle called? The command vehicle was on site. Upcoming, as mentioned earlier, we have the Veterans Commission Workshop, which will be this Monday, September 8th, 2025. Senior veterans and surviving spouses is the topic. So we invite those who are veterans and fall in this category to come out. Or if you're a neighbor and you know someone, or you have a family member or a parent or someone else who needs this information, it'll be there, and we invite you to come out. And we're glad that the Veterans Commission is getting right to work to put this event on to support our residents in need. And lastly, there'll be a listening session with our county executive, Aisha Brayboy. I was contacted by Senator Muse. It's scheduled to take place Friday, September 12th. So I'll just be sharing some of the needs of Forest Heights, including things that were highlighted tonight, as well as some of our ongoing projects. And we're looking to build collaboration and relationship with the county executive's administration to let them know what's going on in Forest Heights, what we need their help with, and how we're contributing to our town's viability and safety, but how we also want to do so for the county and the surrounding areas. And that concludes my report. And at this time, we'll open it up for public period at this time. Is there anyone who wishes to speak during public period this evening? Doesn't look like we have anyone in the auditorium. Is there anyone online who wishes to speak during public period at this time? Yes. Okay. Going once, going twice. Public period is now closed. In the entrance of celebration and ceremony, since we've had a swearing in for some of our new Veterans Commissioners, and on behalf of some of the council members, there are brief refreshments in the back. We're now going to take a brief 12-minute recess so that you can enjoy some of the refreshments. The time is now 8:08, which means we'll come back ready to work at 8:20.
There you go.
You like reset?
But those who were sworn in, don't leave out right away.
They said it's dark outside.
What about this? They got some foil in the back.
Oh, let's go in the back.
You know, y'all. Yeah, but I just assumed that it was in the back.
See, on our Zoom, I had a nice municipal Zoom.
Yeah.
What I'm doing, I'm gonna send a sign up, we have a shirt, training for anybody for in town, it's in October. So I'm gonna send you, just a, it's a, event right there.
So we can come to you.
Yeah, it's on the weekend. No, it's so certain, like, you know, the citizen emergency response team. So we can certify it. So all it is, going to get training, emergency, they get the gear and everything, they have like quarter certain. So a lot of them.
This is good. So we need to be ready to go. Yeah, consider yourself.
I wish you did it.
I'm good to see you.
Oh, yeah. 2 days early. He ain't get my daughter. He may be talking to Megan, but I put him on.
I know you've been, you can see the history of him and the people married. I had a whole lot of stuff to talk about, so I just was very light.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 8:22 and the meeting of the mayor and town council of Forest Heights is now back in session after a brief recess. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 8:22. The mayor and council of the town of Forest Heights are now back in session after a brief recess for our September 2nd, 2025 work session. Prior to recess, we had public period, and now we are moving into legislation. First resolution on tonight's agenda is Resolution 37-25. This is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute the documents and agreement related to the Pepco Streetlight Billing, Recreation, and Survey findings. This is introduced by myself, Mayor Lilly. I move that we adopt Resolution 37-25.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 37-25. All in favor?
Aye.
My apologies. Discussion.
Yeah.
And if I could just give a brief overview, Resolution 3725 was developed after a streetlight surveying program that took place between our administrative staff and the Department of Public Works and Pepco over several months. They were actually able to visit and catalog all the streetlights. And after performing that assessment, it was determined that the town was owed a credit of several $1,000s. And so this resolution is allowing the mayor and council to accept the credit and giving the mayor the ability to sign the agreement that will allow us to do that. And the total credit is expected to be $47,000. And I'll open it up for discussion.
I have a question.
Okay, I'll go to Councilmember McDonald first.
So the credit that we got was for what budget year? Is it for this 26 or 25?
Well, I don't know the answer to that. Mr. Jackson may have some insight
Okay.
or
then
at
my
least guidance.
Okay, that's one question. Then the second question is, do we have the liberty to use the credit as we see fit? That's the second question. Thank you.
The fiscal year of the study covered fiscal year 2025. The money that we will receive would be for 2026. And if I'm not mistaken, and I will double check that, we will be able to use the funds any way the town see fit.
Thank you.
Councilmember Noble, then Councilmember Hines.
Yes, my question on the credit, is this, I see it says estimated credit, but the credit, is that going to be paid in a lump? Or is that over a period of time? Because I know all of this is estimated, so that means that the rate may not change, but the billing could change based on usage. So where we see now, this 47,000 could be less, and is that paid over a monthly? Will we see the credit on the monthly invoices, or will there be a check? Because I know Pepco is not so famous for issuing checks, but credit on the bill.
To answer the first part of your question, I believe the dollar amount is solid. I do not know the answer to the second part, whether we would get one lump sum or over an extended period, but I will find out for you.
Councilmember Hines.
Okay, I'm lost. What are we getting this, what are we getting this for? What happened? Why are we getting this lump sum? What happened? They found something that they didn't.
I'll open it up to Mr. Jackson to give you an answer.
Basically, we were paying for streetlights that did not belong to us. They either belonged to the state or they were on private property over a long period of time.
Councilmember Noble.
The other question, and this may be for Mr. Frankenfield, but I'm not sure. I know for accounting purposes, it just says Pepco, and I've asked before, is it possible with the account numbers to also list the addresses with those? So that way it's easier to see and easier to monitor as opposed to just paying Pepco.
Yeah, absolutely. Councilmember Noble. We instituted that change. You know, the town probably has 6 or 7 electric accounts, and we instituted that change so the details you get list specifically this Pepco bills for streetlights, this Pepco bills for the water garden, just to as an example. But yeah, we implemented that change you suggested.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Frankenfield. Councilmember Noble. Are there any other questions on Resolution 37-25? Councilmember Kennedy.
So years ago, we switched out, or from what I would remember, we switched out the lights in the parking lot to LED. So that way we can do a cost analysis to see how much more we would save. Are we still in talks with Pepco about switching the rest of these lights to LED? If not, or if so, can we utilize this monies to switch as many of them as possible to LED?
We are still in talks. I will have to get a status update on where we are. The last time I heard is we have to conduct this, town has to conduct a study on the environmental impact of the LED lights. And I don't believe we've found a contractor to do that study yet. But we are still in talks.
Thank you.
All right, hearing no further discussion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Can I have one brief moment?
Yes.
Thank you.
Once we get the refund, will the money be put in general fund, or will it be put in a special fund so that we can do something with streetlights versus just putting the lump sum in general fund to spend in paying Home Depot bills? Right. Can we target it for a special lighting?
Thank you, council member. Mr. Frankenfield came on. I see Mr. Best's hand is up, so I'll go to Mr. Frankenfield on this question and then Mr. Best if there's another issue at hand.
So absent any legislation that changes the budget, the receipt would go into the general fund. If y'all had you wanted to designate it for a special purpose, then we'd have to amend the budget, say, hey, this receipt is specifically for this project.
Thank you, Mr. Frankenfield. Mr. Best, did you have something to add on the same topic or was it something else?
Yes. What I was going to say is the correspondence indicates it's a credit. A credit is not a payment. What they'll do is you use the electricity and you accrue the bill, you'll get a credit for that. And at your consumption rate, I'm calculating roughly 15 months of credit is what I'm seeing. So it's a credit, it's not a payment in kind.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Best. Thank you, Councilmember Brownson and Mr. Frankenfield. And Madam Clerk? We can't
So
ask her now
have a-
because she's about to call the roll.
Council President Noble,
Yes.
Councilmember Hines,
Yes.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson,
Yes.
Councilmember Little,
Yes.
Councilmember McDonald,
Yes.
Mayor Lily.
Yes.
7 yeses, the vote is unanimous, the motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, we'll move to Resolution 39-25. This is a resolution of the Mayor and Council of the Town of Forest Heights, Maryland, approving the appointment of a strategic planning commissioner. I move that we adopt Resolution 39-25.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 39-25. Discussion. So I'll provide a brief overview on this resolution. As part of committee assignments and activations in a resolution from earlier this year, the Strategic Planning Commission is one of those that is within the charter and recognized for activation. This resolution is appointing one of what will be 3 commissioners in total. This is Mr. Joseph Edwards, who submitted an application to apply for this commission and has been involved with our Neighborhood Watch and other community activities as well. And I'll open it up for discussion from council. Councilmember, Council
sorry.
President McDonald, Noble, Council President Noble.
You answered my question, that he submitted an application or he applied.
Yes, and everyone we're seeing now for recommendations to commissions have applied and have followed the process outlined in the charter.
Okay, but this is the only one we have
So
for
far.
strategic planning.
So
Okay,
far.
thank you.
I have a question.
Councilmember Brownson.
Did we get a copy of the application, of his application?
I'm not sure.
Is this a resident of the town?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
And it's also,
Councilmember McDonald, you have something?
it's volunteer, right?
This is correct. Yes, it's volunteer.
Okay. And it also supports, I guess, the alignment of projects that we are hoping to align with budgets. So,
The Strategic Planning Commission is going to assist with getting resident involvement and turnout for strategic planning and for making recommendations to council about what may be initiatives for us to consider. Obviously, it's ultimately up to the council to decide what goes into a strategic plan, but they'll help make
Frame it.
recommendations and help, yes, to assist and to ensure there's resident feedback and involvement in that process. And the strategic planning process will help us as a council and community to decide which projects that we want to partake in, but it also helps us to decide what our vision will be, what things we'll work on, and what our objectives will be for a multiple year period, which could include doing new things and also maybe some things that we will decide don't fit into the plan so we can achieve some objectives and get them done, deliver value to the residents.
and a quick follow-up was, this was an email that you sent out, Mayor Lily, to everybody asking their input. To the
Well, actually, earlier this year, we presented a draft outline for a strategic planning process and invited feedback, and it was sent out as an email for feedback as well. Council President Noble, thank you.
Yes, just, I guess, going forward and for opportunities for other residents. I know we do a lot of online opportunities, but we still have residents in the town who would like to participate, but would never go to the computer or see it. So when we have opportunities like this, we need to publish them in the newsletter as well and to find ways that people could respond other than, I mean, they still submit an application, but maybe it's a handwritten application or a type as opposed to going online. So we need to look at the community that we live in.
Agreed.
you.
The clerk and the town administrator will receive information on all the ones that we need to fill, and we'll have communication to go out about everyone that we're looking to add members to. And so agreed. I think we're on the same page with that. Councilmember Brownson.
Excuse me, I may have missed this, but did we do a resolution to establish a strategic planning commission?
Well, it's actually already part of the charter. There's a number of committees and commissions
Mhm.
that are in the charter that can be
This is
activated
what I-
without further resolution.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I see Mr. Best, your hand is up, sir.
Yes, good evening. It's not the charter, it's Article 24 of the code that stands up certain standing committees. And I just want to suggest a typographical error be changed in the resolution in the now therefore be it resolved clause. The words by the Strategic Planning Commission should be changed to be it resolved by the mayor and council. Thank you.
Okay. And which whereas was that again? It's now the last clause. Now therefore. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Best. Ms. Council President Noble.
Well, since we're doing edits, in the title, it should be the appointment of a strategic planning commissioner. Yes.
Would you like to offer the amendments?
I make a motion that we amend Resolution 3925, the title, in the title, replacing "an" with "a," and in the last, now therefore be it resolved, replacing "by the Strategic Planning Commission" with "by the mayor and town council."
Is there a second? It has been moved and seconded that we amend Resolution 39-25, correcting the title to say appointment of a strategic planning commissioner, and in the now therefore be it resolved clause, changing the words strategic planning commission to the mayor and council. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it. I move that we adopt Resolution 3925 as amended.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 3925 as amended. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Council President Noble,
Yes.
Councilmember Hines, Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson,
Yes.
Councilmember Little,
Yes.
Councilmember McDonald,
Yes.
Mayor Lilly.
Yes.
The vote was unanimous. The motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, we will move into Resolution 41-25. This is a resolution of the mayor and council of the town of Forest Heights, Maryland, to approve the employment and appointment of Mr. Salar Noor as Director of the Forest Heights Public Works Department. This is introduced by myself, Mayor Lilly. Is there a second?
A second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 41-25. Discussion. As you all know, we've had a vacancy in the Director of Public Works Department for a number of months. And as a whole, we've been trying to rebuild this department anew. And today we have this resolution presented after a recruitment effort, which included many applicants, and a thorough investigation of those applicants' ability to do this role, but more importantly, their ability to be part of the home team in Forest Heights, which is built among staff members who know the town, have professional acumen, but they also care about the town and buy into our mission of making Forest Heights the best it can be. And so with that, we have Mr. Solar-Noor here. If you would please come forward. Are there any questions for Mr. Solar-Noor? If not, I'm going to allow him just to make a brief statement to the council. The floor is yours, sir.
Basically, I just wanted to say I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of the team. I'm actually from the area. Spent some time here in Forest Heights. Spent some time in Glass Manor, Maryland. Spent some time in South Lawn, Maryland as well. Went to high school here. So I'm just trying to basically help Forest Heights move forward and expand. Thank you.
Where did you go to high school, by the way? I think that might earn you some brownie points.
Yeah, I went to Oxon Hill High School. Yeah. Graduated in the class of 2003. So yeah. So basically, again, I'm just here to help Forest Heights move forward and help out the community as well. So
Thank you for being here, sir. Is there any further discussion on Resolution 41-25? Hearing none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Council President Noble,
Yes.
Councilmember Hines,
Yes.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson,
Yes.
Councilmember Little,
Yes.
Councilmember McDonald,
Yes.
Mayor Lilly.
Yes.
The vote is unanimous. The motion carries.
Congratulations, Mr. Noor. Now, we're glad to have you on the team, but I think I speak for the entire council and community when I say that excellence will be something that we demand of you. And so we look forward to you bringing excellence to the community and to the Public Works Department. You're welcome. Next, we have Resolution 42-25. This is a resolution of the mayor and council of the town of Forest Heights, Maryland, to approve the employment and appointment of Michael Mims as a crewman to serve within the town of Forest Heights Public Works Department. Oh, all right. We just came back from a recess. We all had plenty of time to eat, plenty of time to rest and relax. All right, let's do this again. Resolution 42-25, a resolution of the mayor and council of the town of Forest Heights, Maryland, to approve the employment and appointment of Charles Brown as a crewman to serve within the Forest Heights Public Works Department. And this is a resolution introduced by myself. Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve Resolution 42-25. Discussion. Mr. Brown, please come forward. Could you just give us a brief statement about yourself?
I would like to say bye. Okay, do you hear me?
Yes, we can.
How you guys doing?
We're doing well.
First off, I would like to say thank you for having me here. My name is Charles Brown. I live in the area, Choctaw Drive, right around the corner. I've been here maybe 16, 17 years. I sit in my neighborhood and I just watch like little kids just walk around the neighborhood and just, I don't know. I feel like the neighborhood deserves to be a safe place for the elderly and the kids. I want my kids to be able to grow around here in this area safe. I want them to feel like Forest Heights is home, you know, and I'm just ready to make it a better place, not for my kids, but other kids as well. And I'm ready to make a big difference. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Sounds like you're really bought into the mission. That's exactly what we want to hear
Thank you.
and what we hope to see.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
There's
Yes,
a question
ma'am.
for you from Councilmember Hines.
Have you ever been called Charlie Brown?
Yeah, I would prefer Charlie personally. Yeah, Charlie Brown is cool. Yes, that's cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I just noticed this on the last resolution, but if it pleases the council, would we like to amend this resolution to include the body as being the sponsor on the resolution? It don't matter. Okay. Well, it's effective immediately tonight. So anytime after tonight, it can take effect. All right. Bless you. If there's no further discussion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Council President Noble,
Yes.
I had a malfunction. Just one moment, please. Councilmember Hines,
Yes.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson,
Yes.
Councilmember Little,
Yes.
Councilmember McDonald,
Yes.
Mayor Lilly.
Yes.
The vote is unanimous. The motion carries.
Awesome. Congratulations, Mr. Brown. Welcome to the team. Next, we'll have Resolution 43-25. This is a resolution of the mayor and council of the town of Forest Heights, Maryland, to approve the employment and appointment of Michael Mims as a crewman to serve within the Forest Heights Public Works Department. This is introduced by myself, Mayor Lilly. I move that we adopt Resolution 43-25.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 43-25. All in favor? Discussion. We're just trying to jump the gun tonight with these appointments. Mr. Mims, please come forward. Good
Good
evening.
evening, Mr. Mims.
Now we know you're tall. If you tilt that microphone, if we can stand.
There you go.
There you go. Not a problem.
Okay, you doing good.
You hear me? Okay.
Yes.
I'm not actually from this community, but I got a lot of experience in Department of Transportation for DC and Department of Public Works for DC. By the time I finish here, you will feel like I'm from the community. I'm gonna give it my all, show up every day, and just go above and beyond the mission. And I just appreciate the opportunity, and it'll pay off. You will be excited.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mims. Again, it sounds like you're also bought into the mission of community innovation, diversity, and excellence in Forest Heights, and we're looking forward to bringing you onto the team. Thank you for being here tonight.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, guys.
Is there any further discussion on this resolution? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Council President Noble,
Yes.
Councilmember Hines,
Yes.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson,
Yes.
Councilmember Little,
Yes.
Councilmember McDonald,
Yes.
Mayor Lilly.
Yes.
The vote is unanimous. The motion carries.
Congratulations, Mr. Mims. And congratulations, Forest Heights, to having a fully staffed, employed, and it sounds like motivated Public Works Department. We're looking forward to a bright new chapter in this town's history with your support. So thank you for being here. And they'll be joining Mr. Jermaine Garner, who definitely gets a shout out for having manned the fort and done a great job as the sole full-time public works employee over the summertime, which is the time when lots of grass has to be mowed, and we had a lot of events and a lot of other things. So with this team intact, we're definitely looking forward to what you'll do, and we know that we have high expectations. We'll know that you'll meet them. All right, next we have Resolution 44-25. This is a resolution amending Resolution 33-20, extending the support of the Enterprise Zone program, adding an additional 6 months to the agreement. And this is introduced by myself. I move that we adopt Resolution 44-25.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 44-25. Discussion. We have an issue, Mr. Jackson, we're having an issue with some of the Chromebooks. I believe mine and Council Member McDonald's is not pulling up the resolution. If we could maybe have Nate come to log in. Just bear with us a moment, ladies and gentlemen, as we get the technical issue handled.
Do we,
Is it related to this resolution?
yes,
Okay.
do we have a copy of the resolution for the enterprise zone? It says something about a 10-year designation of the enterprise zone. Do we have something that shows what the enterprise zone mean and is?
Yeah, there's an exhibit in the attachment.
In
Mhm.
where? In where? I don't think I. The only attachment is the map.
This, I was gonna say this.
Yeah, there should be a map that's outlining the zone.
It's not attached, I don't see.
You don't have, you can have mine.
Let's see. Do we have a definition of enterprise zone? Some history of.
Yeah, so the enterprise zone, it allows continued access to business incentives for businesses that want to open business or have investment within that zone. And what it offers is tax credits for businesses up to $60,000 per employee, the new employer that's hired. It also offers increased coverage expansion from 9 acres to 816 acres with ongoing eligibility for Forest Heights. And economic growth that supports job creation, business investment, and redevelopment in economically challenged areas. And it has a state reimbursement component where the state covers 50% of lost revenue from property tax credits. This is actually a resolution that was introduced, or a program that's administered by Prince George's County. And this resolution is simply allowing the Forest Heights area to continue to participate in the zone.
Okay, so Forest Heights will be considered an enterprise zone.
It currently is. This would
Okay.
extend that designation.
Oh, okay.
Councilmember President Noble.
Just questions. So this is in the support of the commercial areas. I mean, when you talk about employees, they're not talking about the town.
It's not town employees,
Right.
right? It's support of businesses and commercial areas within the town,
Right, within this enterprise.
within
Okay,
this area.
And they will be the one getting the credits from the.
Correct.
state.
Correct. It allows private companies to participate and get the benefits that Prince George's County offers in certain areas. They'd be able to continue to get those supports, which helps to drive and incentivize them to come to Forest Heights or stay. Thank you, Council President, Councilmember Brownson. Anyone else have questions on Resolution 44-25? And I'll give you a second. I know we're trying to look at it, Councilmember McDonald. There's also an increase in the area that it covers. So it looks like initially it was a smaller area of about 9 acres, and it increased to 800 acres in this area. 400 acres of those are within the town, it looks like.
the areas that we annex.
So. I want this one, September 4th.
Howard, can I ask a question?
Yes, Councilmember Hines.
When we up and running and we get our nice little community established, this is gonna be really, really good for what, us, them, who?
Well, it benefits the town in our view because it allows businesses that want to operate, whether they're primarily locally owned businesses, to receive incentives to start up their business. So it allows them to begin or get the ball rolling, so to speak. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then it can benefit residents in the area if they are hired by the businesses that come.
Oh.
And that supports our commercial tax base and other things like that based on the resolution and the information we received. Any further discussion on this resolution?
So they get a 10-year real property. They get a 10-year real property tax credit before we're able to reap the benefits. Is that what I understand?
Well, it's a county administered program, so they can receive up to that amount for the zone if they're within it.
So this would be for Harbor View as well.
That's a question for Mr. Best. Mr. Best?
Yes, Mayor and Council, the focus area and the rest of the enterprise zone is basically the intersection of Livingston Road and 210 heading east southeast to the vicinity of the Star Cleaners. And then also the corridor on both sides of Maryland 210 from the intersection of Livingston Road to 210 all the way up to the DC line. The enterprise zone also includes Eastover Shopping Center, but Eastover Shopping Center is not in the corporate limits. The entire Forest Heights Elementary School is in the enterprise zone, although it doesn't benefit from it. So the enterprise zone only encapsulates the commercially zoned parcels and lots located in the northern part of the town.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Best. And there was an additional question on the incentives in the enterprise zone. Does it apply to county taxation or municipal taxation as well? And does it apply to National View, or would it in this scenario?
No, the enterprise zone provides a tax break for businesses in the enterprise zone. It's that map that is available in board docs that's attached to this resolution. And as I said, that's the commercial properties of the town in the northern part of the town. National View is not in the enterprise zone. And that's mostly because that's residential or mixed use zone, residential commercial. This program emanates from the Maryland Department of Commerce, and the county and the town are partners, and they both provide real property tax credits for the duration of the credit period, 10 years. And the credit is a little different in the focus area of the enterprise zone. The focus area is really Eastover Shopping Center. The rest of the commercial properties in town are not in the focus center. They're really just plain old enterprise zone designated for the county and the municipality.
Thank you, Mr. Best. Councilmember McDonald.
So, Mr. Best, can you help explain the No, 1,000 to 6,000 per new worker and a 10-year real property tax credit, 80%. So it's reduced after, it decreases rather from 80% to 30% over the last 5 years.
Yeah, so the employer in the commercial properties in the designated enterprise zone, they get a one-time tax credit for their new workers that they hired, that they might hire. And it ranges from 1,000 to 6,000 rather per new worker. And then over a 10-year period, and please keep in mind, these tax credits are only for renovations and changes to the property that increase the value or the assessment of the property. They don't get a blanket tax credit. They have to do something to improve their property that would raise the assessment of the property and warrant the tax break, if you will. So outside the focus area, it's a 10-year real property tax credit of 80% for new improvements to the property in the first 5 years, and then it scales back down from 70 to 30% over the remaining 5 years.
Okay.
So just last thing. So any lost revenue, the state reimburses 50% of that lost revenue and businesses
No, this
must
does
be
not.
certified to claim the credit.
No, ma'am, this does not have to do with revenues or income tax. This has to do with the assessment of real property. And real property has a tax rate that's applied to every $100 of assessed valuation of real property. Real property gets reassessed every 3 years. And if someone improves their property, puts a more expensive building on it, for example, their assessment for the property will increase markedly. And that's what the credit's about, is when they improve their property and cause the assessment of it to go up, then they will enjoy a credit under the enterprise zone.
I get it, but I'm trying to understand where the real property taxes for participating municipalities and the state reimburses 50% of the lost revenue. This is one of the whereases. I'm just trying to understand, would the town of Forest Heights be included in that, having to reimburse 50% of lost revenue?
Yes, both the county and the municipal corporation, they get a recoupment from the state, so the localities don't have to take the brunt of the full tax credit. They get 50% abatement from the state on the tax credit.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Best. So to summarize this, some of the points that were just made, in the event, so if Eastover was included in the town, they would be in an enterprise zone, which means they have a special credit they get through the county, and then they would get through the municipality through the period on their real property tax. Is that a correct assessment?
Yes, that would be true, Mr. Mayor, if Eastover was in the corporate limits. So what they do as the focal area of an enterprise zone is they only enjoy the county real property tax credit, since the town doesn't levy a tax on Eastover.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion on Resolution 44-25?
When does this go into effect?
It's already in effect. This will cause it to continue, to extend.
Thank you.
If there's no further discussion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Council President Noble,
Yes.
Councilmember Hines,
Yes.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson,
Yes.
Councilmember Little,
Yes.
Councilmember McDonald,
Yes.
Mayor Lily.
Yes.
The vote is unanimous. The motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The next two items of legislation on the agenda are for discussion purposes. The first is Resolution 38-25. This is a resolution of the Mayor and Town Council of the Town of Forest Heights, Maryland, authorizing Bayland Consultants and Engineers and Charles P. Johnson and Associates to submit scopes of work and cost estimates in response to the RFQ for the environmental review and/or site engineering for the Black Hawk Lane project under grant award number B-24-CP-MD-1010. We're not voting on this tonight, so we'll go directly into discussion. And the overview for this particular resolution is last year, we determined that there's a need to address serious erosion at the intersection of Tecumseh and Onondaga Drive. At that crest of the hill, water is currently overflowing that curb and the land there, and it is seeping into the backyards of houses, several houses on Cree Drive, which is causing constant moist soil, flooded basements, foundational issues, and other things that we'd like to address. As part of a federal grant application almost 2 years ago, the town applied for and was approved for was approved for $850,000 to work on this. And it's not Onondaga and Tecumseh. This is simply Black Hawk Lane. So this agreement is simply allowing the town to authorize the 2 of 3 companies that replied to this request for quotes and allow them to give estimates of what their work would be, what the scope of work would be. It does not award the work to be done, but it simply allows them to put their information together and then bring it back to us so the council can evaluate and then award the work. First, the engineering and environmental study, and then the actual work after that. Are there questions for Resolution 38-25? And Mr. Jackson, if there's anything else we need to provide as part of the overview that I missed, sir, please.
No, sir, you covered it all.
Councilmember Brownson.
Do they charge a fee to submit their application for to be for the grant? Is there a fee?
Do I understand you correctly if you're saying, is there going to be a fee for them to present us with their estimates and their scope of work?
Yes.
To my knowledge, no. Mr. Jackson, there's not a fee, no.
No, ma'am, not that I'm aware of.
So why we need a resolution?
Mr. Jackson. We need a resolution, as it was explained, to authorize them to be, there were 2 of 3 that actually responded to the RFQ. This is authorizing us to allow them to do the next process where they'll come back to us.
Because Mama, I understand it takes a lot of work to submit all this stuff. You sure there's not a fee?
Well, the resolution doesn't authorize them to be paid.
That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, it doesn't authorize a dollar amount.
Okay.
Thank you for the question, Councilmember Brownson. Is there any further discussion for Resolution 38-25? Councilmember McDonald.
These 2, they were the only 2 amongst this, I guess, including this third contractor or consultant to.
Yes, yes, the only ones.
And I believe we could make an amendment just to state that there were 3 originally. The 2 that are included to move forward met the requirements. 1 that did submit did not, just to memorialize the issue. Bless you. Council President Noble.
Yes, I just, my question, what is the turnaround? I mean, can we expect something back from them? Do we have a timeline or?
Mr. Jackson.
We don't, but I'm sure we can implement a timeline.
Yeah. I guess the concern is Black Hawk. Winter is approaching, and although we know it will not be fixed by winter, but we just need to communicate how soon we can get something. And then my other concern is with this funding and the climate that we're in, that we will even get this money.
Mr. Jackson.
And that's why we will impose a timeline. Yes. So we would not be in danger of losing this money. It's my understanding we're already a few months behind, so.
Thank you. Okay.
Councilmember McDonald.
So we're looking at establishing a timeline. Shouldn't there already be a project schedule? Because it's a grant and it's reporting requirements?
So there is a project schedule for awarding. Once we notify these two contractors that they can proceed in our proposal, then we can, my point is we can impose a timeline on them for when they need to provide us the proposal so we can stay on schedule. That's what I meant to say.
Okay, thank you.
And additionally, if it pleases the council, we could expedite and move this item to be voted on tonight so that it helps us to remain within a tight timeline. It was proposed as for discussion because obviously the scope of it and the impact, we wanted to give council the opportunity to review and ask any questions. But if council so moves, we can vote on this tonight with an amendment, of course. Is it the wish of the council to do so? To vote on this tonight so that we can move forward and keep our timeline as short as possible? And we would have had it on the agenda in August, but we obviously were on recess.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard 3 voices. Any other voices so far? Okay. Councilmember McDonald, did you want to offer the amendment?
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes.
Looking at where it's the second one, and it says that they advertise a public request for more than 30 days in a newspaper general circulations on the town website and public bulletin. So I would like to know what those newspapers, I would like to know whether the rules were really followed for these two recommendations of awardees.
Okay.
So for me, I want to take a pause and just make sure we got this right.
Thank you, Councilmember. Mr. Jackson, can you just enumerate briefly or whatever information you have about the advertisement?
I believe Madam Clerk would have the that information. One of them is the post, and if Madam Clerk can weigh in.
The requirements were posted during that particular time frame outside of the hall. The requirements were posted outside of the hall in the bulletins, and I do believe we also posted in the Gazette. I have to confirm, but it's between the Gazette and the I'm sorry, what's the other one that we typically would use? No, definitely not the Washington Post. But I can confirm, I believe it was the Gazette.
Is it the Prince George's
It
Post?
also was posted outside of the municipal hall, and I believe at that time, Mr. O'Connor posted it on the town website as well.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Is your mic on?
So I think we had this question before about publishing things in something that's I forget the term, something that we see all the time in the residency, and I don't know whether we see the Gazette, and I don't know whether we come to outside the building. Yeah, right, that's the terminology, right, yeah.
Yes, so based on the legal requirement, it met requirements for being advertised. And so Councilmember McDonald, I think, wants to offer the amendment, so I'll offer the amendment. I move that we amend Resolution 44-25, adding a whereas clause that 2 out of 3 applicants were qualified, 1 was not qualified. Did I miss it? Okay. It's already in there. Is that the fourth whereas, third whereas?
Yeah.
All right. Council President Noble.
Just a quick question. With the time frame again, with the grant reporting and all the other necessary things that that are required. I mean, how soon, I guess, so how soon will they get back to us? Because right now, we know we're on a timeline. But I guess it's been confirmed with them. If they get notice today, then I'm just exaggerating. In 2 weeks, they'll have this done. Or not.
Madam President, we can make that a requirement.
We'll cross that bridge if we get there. Okay, Madam Clerk, please, we're actually going to vote on this. So if you could please, I move that we adopt Resolution 44-25.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 44-25. Any further discussion? Well, it was initially only up for discussion because we weren't going to vote today. Madam Clerk?
Oh, that's what the excuse me. I have one thing, Melanie.
Okay.
That's what the amendment 2 was to include, that we were voting on it beyond discussion.
Okay, do you want to offer the amendment?
Right. Because it's not up for action, it's just up for discussion.
If I may, Mayor Lily, I'm not sure if this matters or not, but I had actually put it also in for action in the event that the council decided to vote tonight.
Okay.
Okay. It's not on my copy. So let's just let her offer the motion to move it.
Okay. I offered that we, for resolution 38-25, move it to, no. What is it?
It's 38.
It's 38-25. 38-25 from discussion to action on the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we move Resolution 38-25 up to legislation for action on the agenda. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Are there any opposed? There is one opposition. Can I get a voice vote for everyone who agrees? If you are voting yay, please raise your hand.
Voting nays?
Can we call for a vote on the motion, Madam Clerk?
Council President Noble,
Yes.
Councilmember Hines,
No.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson,
No.
Councilmember Little,
Yes.
Councilmember McDonald,
Yes.
Mayor Lily,
Yes.
5 yeses, 5 yeas, 2 nays, the motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Now, I move that we adopt Resolution 38-25, which has been moved to action under the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve Resolution 38-25. Please call the roll.
Council President Noble,
Yes.
Councilmember Hines,
No.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson,
No.
Councilmember Little,
Yes.
Councilmember McDonald,
Yes.
Mayor Lily,
Yes.
5 yeas, 2 nays, the motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, we'll move to Resolution 40-25. This is a resolution to approve a memorandum of understanding between Prince George's County, Maryland, and the town of Forest Heights on behalf of the Forest Heights Police Department for sharing of video sources. This item is up for discussion tonight, so we do not have to vote on it unless council decides they want to vote tonight at some point. Well, do we have enough support to vote tonight? Okay, so let's do this. We'll go into discussion. For an overview of this memorandum of understanding, I'll just briefly list that it enhances public safety. It provides real-time video sharing, which improves emergency response and situational awareness. Improved communication, because it establishes clear channels for coordination between local and county law enforcement, in this case, our police and local county law enforcement. It provides stronger collaboration by enabling joint efforts in crime prevention and public safety initiatives. It leads to and supports faster response times because county agencies can access video feeds to respond more effectively to incidents, and it improves resource sharing. It lets the county, helps the town leverage the county's technology and infrastructure to support our local law enforcement efforts. And we also have Mr. Reese, former Chief Reese here, and Acting Chief Forster to provide more information about this resolution.
All right, good evening, Mayor and Council. So in a nutshell, this to tie it all together, obviously earlier within the calendar year, we did receive funding from GOCCP regarding our enhancement of our license plate reader systems or surveillance cameras. So the money is there. So with this agreement, is to use the funds to put in the cameras in it. With this agreement, obviously we're going to be putting the cameras within the counties right away. The reason what prompted this agreement is this agreement will also stand in as our permit to the county. So now we don't have to go through the permit process because we're in agreement with the county and they stand to benefit from it. So we don't have to go through that process. So once our vendor, we give them this agreement with us in Prince George's County, and they issue this letter to DPI, and DPI automatically grants the permit for us to go through the process. We're not the only municipality, a lot more, but we were the first to start this. It's already funded for everything. And they don't kind of put other things to bed too. Prince George County has a real-time crime center, and they just don't monitor cameras just to monitor them. So what they do is, obviously, when there's a situation that happens, they will already have the access to view the cameras rather than, sorry, my son's calling me, rather than them asking for it, which can be time consuming. And so they can have that information in real time. Any questions?
Thank you for that.
Absolutely. Okay.
Good to see you, Reese. Thanks for being here tonight. Mr. Best, did you have something to add? I saw your hand up earlier.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I'd recommend that you not vote on this tonight. I don't know whether you had the memorandum of understanding itself in your packet, but it's not appearing on board docs for me. Thank you.
That what?
Okay, well, if the MOU can be, let's have the MOU sent to mayor and council between now and the next meeting so we can review. No, that would be, well, the next regularly scheduled meeting, which would be September 17th, unless we need to approve prior to. No, and we discussed with Acting Chief Forrester and Mr. Reese about the timeliness of this, which is why it was under discussion, because it doesn't have to be done immediately. Okay, so we'll bring Resolution 40-25 back on the agenda under action with the accompanied MOU on September 17th. That concludes legislation for this evening. Next, we'll move into new business. And under new business, we noticed when doing a review of dates for this meeting in particular that there are certain dates and holidays that always will conflict with our meeting. Labor Day is one of them. I think for the next 5 years, Labor Day is going to be the first Monday of September. And so we wanted to discuss a way to deal with the overlaps. We can either make a change to the charter, it seems, or we can do this by resolution every year or simply by adjusting the schedule. But we want to have a way that requires less human intervention, where it can be just a set policy that's in place. Mr. Best, do we need to make a change to the charter in order to override meeting overlaps, or can we just do this by resolution? What's the guidance there?
Mr. Mayor, this the first Monday workshop meeting is not mandated by charter. Therefore, it can be changed or dictated by resolution. There was a resolution passed under Mayor Goodall's tenure that mandated notice to be provided in a certain way for workshop meetings as well as regular meetings. But since this is not a regular meeting issue, you can come up with a rule that says if it's Labor Day, it's going to automatically move to another date or whatever you'd like to do, but it can be done by resolution.
Are we able to, by resolution, make the change for multiple dates? Like, so for example, if we know every first Monday in September every year is going to have this issue, does that allow us to make a permanent shift?
Yes. And so I'd recommend that you modify or amend that resolution that was adopted, I'm guessing in 2016 or 17, where it talks about the workshop meetings. That you would just amend that by resolution, and you could do that type of change.
Okay. Any other questions or discussion from council? Thank you, Mr. Best. Any other items of new business tonight? Council President Noble.
Yes, I would like to share with the, I guess, green team, the garden. I talked to Raul, the editor of PG Suite, and he's going to have the article about the garden, probably, what's this? This is September, this magazine or October. So he did some interviews last year, Gil, and talked to the garden and what we were doing. So that's my new business.
How do we get a copy of the magazine?
Well, when it comes out, I'll make sure that we have some copies in the lobby and everyone can get a copy. Thank you. PG Suite.
And who is, I'm sorry, Mayor Lily. I was asking a question.
Yes.
Who was Gil?
Gil was the reporter. Raul Dennis is the editor.
Okay. I didn't know anything about it. They came to the community garden?
Well, that's a longer story, so I'll tell you.
Okay.
All right. Also, that's good to hear. Another item of potential new businesses, there's an administrative issue we're going to discuss in the closed session later this evening, but we are looking at introducing a code of conduct to handle matters between members of the community and staff members to outline what is how we would like those interactions to go and how we conduct business, and then also to outline when it doesn't work appropriately, what the measures will be to try to fix or to relieve that, and if that's not able to be done, what happens after that. This offers a way to give people due process in their dealings with the town. And so that's a matter of policy that may come before the council to consider. If you have any thoughts or input, we would welcome it as we put that together. We want it to be a positive statement to set the tone of what we would like to see, and then secondarily to outline the steps that we'll take when there's a breakdown in the treatment or interactions with employees or other members of the town's body. All right. Next, we'll go into, if there's no other items for new business, Councilmember Kennedy.
The newsletter, if we can get the calendar to be a full page, a lot of people who may not have the best eyesight cannot read that small print. So if we can have the newsletter as a full page by itself, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Kennedy. Sounds like the increase in size of font. So maybe if we can get the font size increased.
The old one used to be a full page. So it would actually be in the landscape position and it would take up the whole page as opposed to 1 month. So it would actually be one full page. Thank you.
Okay, we'll consider a solution to address that. Thank you. Councilmember Brownson.
On that note, I have gotten some complaints from the residents that they can't read all the color. It's the color and the font makes it hard for seniors and visually impaired challenged people to read it. I mean, there's certain like purple background with white writing is hard to read. I mean, so just the color font coordination makes it difficult to read.
Yeah, this is actually good suggestions and timely because we just provided to the administrative team a resource that lets them check the contrast of different text and colors. And so it's something that will be used going forward in new editions of the newsletter. And that way, it doesn't have to be a subjective determination. We actually have websites that will let us put in what is this color against this color, and then it will give you a reading and a pass fail. So we're implementing that process here in the town. Council President Noble.
On that note, if we could do the same thing for the electronic board, because each one has a different color. Some is a paragraph, some is, it's just, and we need to be more current with our information. This morning when we were walking, one of the residents said, how long will you look for exercise instructor? That's been on the board more than 6 months. Now, at this point, I think it could come down. But they're not going to look on that board. You had to put it in something else. That would only be someone within the town of Forest Heights or riding through that may. It depends on what side of the town you're on.
Or make a point. If there's been some, I guess, thought around a person that it could be discussed, because I thought that there was some thought around a person. Because from what I understand, December is going to be Miss Pat's last month to serve. So I'm just saying. But anything, I had a concern, not a concern, but something I
Something
wanted.
for new business.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was reading through the audit report, the independent audit report, and there were some things that I flagged, but this one particular one on page 33 is to me a error that the town derives most of its revenues from the citizens of the town. The town is located in Montgomery County, Maryland. It's what it says in the report. So, no, not on occasion, DBC. Never. But there's some other items that I've raised. And also I wanted to ask a question about the development,
It sounds like some of the questions that will come out in the report. So let's move into the report section, because this section was specifically new business. Any new law, resolution, or policy we want to implement? Sure.
Thank Sorry.
Okay, so now we are, now we're into department reports. And first report up is Town Administrator and Project Manager. Mr. Jackson, good to see you back after a recess. I don't know how much of a recess it was for you.
Mr. Mayor, I was just saying, I'm glad you all had a recess. I did not have a recess, but this is what I do. I don't have a whole lot for the month of July. August has been extremely busy, as we already know. I just wanted to give a shout out to Forest Heights Day as well. It was a huge success. We worked with one Public Works contractor and of course, Mr. Forest Heights himself, Melvin Watkins, helped us, as well as Councilmember Kennedy, who I wanted to give a special shout out to, who helped us set up and break down. And I believe he purchased ice, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you. Set up our ice machine. A brief note on National View that I believe the mayor sent the council an update about a draft agreement and some pre-annexation agreement. A follow-up email will come at the appropriate time, as well as an update from the town's attorney on the status of National View. Public Works and the Public Works Director, as you already know, we've been searching for one for an extremely long time, and we've landed on one who you met today. He'll be starting next week, September the 8th. I've just also wanted to brief the council that we have our first edition or first round of standard operating procedures that have been written. They're in the areas that I alerted you to during the last meeting, but just to refresh your recollection, they're in the areas of bulk trash, the employee use of our dumpsters, long-term community room use, town use of, or the use of town-owned equipment such as cell phones and computers. Excuse me, building security, event planning, town credit card use, hiring and onboarding, personally assigned equipment, town-owned vehicles, special and emergency public meeting notices, and procurement and vendor acquisition. These standard operating procedures will allow the town to operate more efficiently, more routinely, and something that all of our employees can point to for guidance. Finally, if I may have the mayor's permission to merge the Public Works report into this one, this being my last Public Works report, hopefully. We were able to maintain a lot of our Public Works operation, even with only one Public Works member. We did not have any bulk collection requests for the month of August. Again, with the Public Works contractor, he was able to backfill some of the responsibility of grass cutting, which included the garden, as well as trash pickup. Fill some small sinkholes that were reported during our walks or during my singular walk. I promise to do more. As well as
I'll interject to say the Public Works Department is on notice that we have a number of areas that need to be paid special attention. Mr. Noor and I went on a 2-hour tour of the town, which included the streets mentioned. So that's going to be on priority, identifying in the capital improvement plan for what we were going to do. So they know.
Absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth. And just going back to something you mentioned earlier regarding the pathway leading from the garden to the school, Council President Noble did send me an email about that, as well as our master gardener down there who I met with last week, and Public Works, a preliminary investigation found that that area does not belong to parks, Montgomery County Park, Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. That is not in their easement. And so until we do further investigation, I believe the mayor alluded to this earlier, we're going to assume that at least so we can cut it down to make it safe for the children, and they plan to start that tomorrow. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Questions for Mr. Jackson's report this month? His merged
Yeah.
reports.
I have a question. I think you sent out an email about our cell phones need to be come to you by the end of August, and it's now in September, and I didn't do that. But what was that about?
So that's also tied to our standing operating procedures. Currently, so there's a couple different tracks. There's a couple different ways of looking at this. Our cell phones are unrestricted, which means any employee can go to any website, excluding explicit websites. We have no way of monitoring them. So this is a mobile device management system where the administration will have greater control over what sites our staff uses. So we're slightly delayed in implementing that until we have a full account of how many cell phones we have. In addition, we've been in discussion with T-Mobile, and most of our cell phones are due for a replacement. There are a lot of staff that have cell phones that are pretty old. We're also getting rid of the Samsung cell phones or the Android and going to all iPhones. So once we have a full accounting of all of our cell phones, and we have most of our, if not all of our devices updated from T-Mobile, then we will implement the software on everyone's cell phone.
So right now, we don't need to do anything.
You don't need to do anything, but I would recommend removing any personal pictures
No, I mean,
that you have
okay,
off
okay.
there. Yeah,
But like your email said.
right, no.
And then I have another question. You said you had the standard office procedures draft for these tasks. Can we get a copy of, electronic copy of the draft? Are you not, it's not for eyes right now?
So, well, first thing, I would like for it to go to legal review. So I'm going to send it to the town attorney first, and then,
Okay.
and then I can send it out.
Okay, thank you.
Councilmember Kennedy.
As always, shout out to all the employees, because obviously things can't get done without employees wearing multiple hats. It's good to see even newer employees, once they get here, just hit the ground running, wearing multiple hats. You did leave out one person insofar as, Public Works, you were out there early in the morning also. I think you actually broke down half of it with Public Works. So I appreciate you, obviously everyone that chipped in Public Works, Police Department, because collectively, even admin staff, collectively, we make things happen. So I appreciate all the employees that we have.
I want to say something.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Kennedy. Councilmember McDonald. Councilmember Hines.
Okay, my question is to Public Works. I know, but listen, I'm getting a lot of, calls, or when you go, I know this isn't us, but can we just kind of address when you're going down 210, you're making that right onto 210 from Sachem? And they, I've had complaints saying that something has gone wrong with their car, they've hit that speed bump, whatever it is. It doesn't look like a speed bump, but can we find out, what's going to happen? Is there anything, do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know.
It's as you.
In 210.
On 210.
Sorry, I mean,
No.
210.
Is your mic on? Just as long as your mic is on. we're
On
good.
210, it's like the road is raised up, like humps are in the road. And I talked to the gas company because I didn't know if it's gas pipes, because it's headed toward Fort Washington.
Yeah, on this particular issue, we've been in contact with our state delegate, Delegate Valderrama's office on this because the state was doing, you saw the curb and sidewalk crossing replacements further down 210. Well, they didn't have the portion that runs through Forest Heights on their project plan. And so I asked for them to expand the project plan to include the roadway because the roadway's been like that probably like 8 years now. And it's just getting, the hump has gotten worse. And it impacts people's vehicles. Everybody's who lives here, if you're driving up and down 210, you're avoiding them or you're hitting them, and that's causing damage to people's cars. It's a safety issue. But over and above all that, it's the state's highway. It runs through our town. It's not like that everywhere, and it shouldn't be like that here. And if they're nearby, I asked the least they can do now, if they're not going to repave the whole portion, is to shave the bumps down to give relief to residents, and then let us know when they're planning to come back and repave the roadway. So we're in discussion. We're going to go back and ask for another update. We may expand to our senator to try to get more push on state highway for that. Council President Noble.
Just on that same note, I think just stress it's all those on 210. So it's not just town of Forest Heights residents, it's those residents that live in the state, it's those that live outside the state. So it's everyone. So it affects everyone because if you hit the bump hard enough, you could, propel. So.
Councilmember McDonald.
Yes, I just wanted to go back to performance, and I say that relative to the DPW person, Jermaine, who I witnessed several times working alone diligently and intentionally by himself. And it's not just DPW workers, it's the police department, it's staff. And I am hoping that eventually there is some type of performance award considered for individuals who stand out, for people who, or persons who do their work above and beyond. And Jermaine of the DPW, he was single-handedly doing I don't know how many people really paid attention, but he single-handedly was doing all of the work in the town. And I, Jamila McDonald, do not want that to go unnoticed. He single-handedly, and there are police department officers who go above and beyond. There are admins who go above and beyond. So I'm hoping that we get to some place of performance awards that recognizes these individuals. Thank you.
Stay tuned.
There's a line item in the.
Well, I'll say this. I don't want to spoil Mr. Jackson's. You can just. So it's a prescient point. Earlier this year, in our last employee all hands, which included our administrative employees, public works, and police department, we awarded an employee of the quarter, and we awarded 5 officers as they were jointly awarded as police officers of the quarter, looking at the work they had done, the improvements they provided, how they went above and beyond. One of our employees of the quarter is in the room, our clerk, Latoya Chisholm. She was an administrative employee of the quarter. And we had 5 officers, one being Chief Reese, I believe Corporal Cephas, Acting Chief Forster. Could you come on and tell us who they were?
Yes, sir. So it was Chief Reese. It was Corporal Grooms,
Taylor.
Detective Bigelow, PFC Best, and I
Taylor.
think Marcus Jones at the time, and Taylor, Officer Taylor.
So we've already begun the Employee of the Quarter program, which recognizes those who go above and beyond. We'll continue to do that. And it happens a quarter in the past. So Latoya and those officers that were recognized were represented our first quarter individuals who performed well.
Excuse me,
So
ma'am.
just wanted to add that piece for Mr. Jackson.
Okay, I just want to follow up. So there's one thing, non-monetary awards, and then there is monetary awards. And I'm hoping that if we're starting this recognition, that because we've already started out with non-monetary, that we get to a place of monetary awards for persons, again, who perform at a level that is above and beyond. And I'm going to keep reiterating it.
It's part of the process for this year.
Until it becomes a budget
It is.
line item.
Yes, it is. It's a budget line item in the office of the mayor this year. The money is set aside. It's a performance-based compensation line item.
Thank you.
Council President Noble.
Yes, on that note, I noticed that our clerk was the employee of the quarter, and I didn't learn of it until I saw it on her desk. And I said, oh, it would have been nice if the council had some input or knew before, because I said I would have voted for her, but I had no idea you have these secret things going on for the employees. But that's okay. Okay, I nominate you as the council of the year.
Councilmember Kennedy.
It would have been nice to at least have known about it. So hopefully we can open up the channel of communication a little better on that. So back to the safety issue, they're doing the curbs and stuff for walking across 210. They also took out the guardrail. I mean, right now, the replacement of the curb, at least on the other side, looks more like a hazard than anything else. Do we have a timeline when they're going to finish that and reinstall the guardrail?
No, sir, we haven't heard it. We haven't received any further updates from Maryland State Highway since they began working down there, but I would definitely make that inquiry.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, right now it looks more like a safety issue than anything else. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. Best, I see your hand up, sir. You have something to add.
Yes, I was going to reference the Maryland Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices. And there is a sign in there for road pavement abnormalities on state highways. And so I would think a call to the district engineer in Greenbelt would be forthcoming to have them install using the Maryland Uniform Traffic Control Device Manual, the appropriate signage to warn the public of the abrupt change in pavement at those locations that you spoke of earlier. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any further questions or comments on the report for the town administrator and public works?
I have one, Mayor Lilly, please. The status on the property on Comanche Drive, the one that's been boarded up, I think Chief Reese had.
Actually, we'll do that in police.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no further questions for town administrator and public works. Next, we will go to youth and community programming. I know Mr. Keith Allen has an excused absence today. Any questions on his report for this month? All right. We want to thank Mr. Holland for his involvement. He was very intricately involved in all the events we had in August, coordinating, especially for Sites Day. He was leading that group of individuals, staff, and volunteers. So we want to thank him for his contributions. Council President Noble.
Just on Mr. Holland's report, I didn't see it there, but he was at Forest Heights Elementary School for their orientation, and he was on the snow cone machine, so he was out there all day.
Very nice. All right, next we'll go into the treasurer's report.
I mean, just for the residents, in his report, he doesn't. have
Which
the
report?
safe-
You're saying for youth and community?
Yes, Mr. Holland's report, he has on there Save the Date Festival. So the residents might want to know that save the date for the 25th of October for Harvest Festival. So they might want to know that.
Oh, awesome. So yeah, save the date. If you're listening, we don't have it on the screen, but Harvest Day 2025 in Forest Heights will be Saturday, October the 25th. Does we have a start time?
No, he doesn't, but he's
Okay.
gonna be here at the municipal building.
Be here at the Municipal Center. So we look forward to seeing you.
Just save the date, more information to come.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. Next, we have the treasurer's report.
Hi, good evening, Mayor and Council. Welcome
Good
back from, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Sorry. Welcome back from your recess. Items that have happened over the last couple months since we talked last. We wrapped up the 24 audit. Councilmember McDonald, I took note of that area you mentioned. I'll reach out to the auditors to have that updated. We wrapped up the spending on the COPS grant. Pulled some supporting documents to wrap up the beautification grant and also the MNCPP grant. Questions? Oh, one thing I want to bring to your attention is the cash balances that we reported. So we report through August 15th. The summer are the smallest months, meaning revenue is super light until we get into October, November, December, January, when property tax collections come in. So liquidity is always a concern throughout the summer, and some of our cost-cutting measures are starting to bring us to fruition. So we're sitting on about $1.3 million in cash as of the 15th of August. I expect that to go down till approximately the beginning of October, when the first significant property tax receipt comes in. But we're forecasted to have plenty of cash reserves to get through that period. Any questions?
Councilmember McDonald.
Mr. Frankenfield, I thought that there was some discussion, and you were gonna do some homework on how we could grow our general fund money. Do you recall?
Mm-hmm.
And has there been any circle back to that at all? Thank you.
Yeah, so let me pull it up, but as we drafted the 26 budget, as it's drafted, we're putting X amount of dollars into reserves, meaning our budgeted revenues exceed our budgeted expenditures. I'll give you the number, but my recollection was approximately $250,000. So to me, that's our first step in increasing fund balance. So if we can average 250 a year for 4 years, we get to $1 million. But yeah, that's our first step.
I'm sorry, just for clarity, you said to increase what again? The fund balance?
Fund balance is the equity of the town. We use the term fund balance.
Okay, thank you.
Councilmember McDonald, was your question related to an interest earning mechanism or
Yes.
an investment mechanism
Yes,
on
ma'am.
idle cash?
Yes.
Is that MGLIP that we discussed earlier this year?
Oh, okay.
Or was
Yeah,
was there another item, cash bearing high yield account?
So where we landed on that conversation was leave it with TD Bank.
Yes.
From our report, it's bringing it up, but there's an interest earned in one of the columns on the cash work paper. I think it was about $3,500 last month. So on about $1.3 million, that equates to we're earning about 3% with TD Bank. So I would say if we looked at, there was we weren't in consensus on utilizing MGLIP, but what I'm saying is I think the rates in a fund like that are about 4%. So worst case, we're leaving 1% on the table with no risk. So I lean more towards the status quo with leaving the money at TD Bank at this point.
Okay, what action do we need to take to have the idle cash to be in the high yield account where it earns more interest? Do we need to do another resolution or anything?
No, I think we're probably on our best path unless we want to go and capture that added 1% through MGLI.
So it's earning about 3% now is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're earning 3. We could be earning 4. With 4 comes the risk that came
Right.
up when we discussed it. So
Sure.
I think we're at a good spot.
Thank you. Mr. Best, I saw your hand come up. Is that in relation to that question or that line of discussion?
Yes, I just wanted to piggyback off the response the treasurer gave and say that from a legal perspective, in my humble opinion, one of the biggest ways a municipality that has a speed camera program to increase its fund balance is to maximize the size of its budget, including grants and including the fund balance where you accumulate the revenues from year to year. Instead of spending them directly in the fiscal year they're collected, storehouse them so that you can have a significant fund balance, which raises your overall budget and allows you to keep more money under the 10% rule instead of reimbursing it to the Comptroller of Maryland. So I think it's a strategy of maximizing your fund balance through accumulated speed camera revenues, which is very helpful, particularly if you're a town or city that has a large volume highways in your corporate limits, unlike many other small towns that do not.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Council President Noble.
I had a question in reference to the reporting. I know it's ended the 15th of the month, and I think I've asked this question several times now. Why are we ending the report, the cash report, as of the end of the month, the 30th, 31st, or whatever, February, whatever day it is, instead of in the middle of the month? Is it a reason for that?
We don't have enough time. So the end of the month was the weekend. Our reports were due early last week. So we just don't have enough time to report as of the 31st of the month and be ready for this meeting. So, I mean, we can share it by email thereafter, maybe the 7th of the month, the 8th of the month, but we don't, given the meeting schedule, we don't have significant time to prepare the report.
Okay, thank you. I would like to see just the end of the month, the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council President Noble. Councilmember Brownson.
With the FY audit closeout that you submitted to the state, and it's already gone, but do we have the opportunity to ask questions about that? Or if we see what we think are irregularities in there, who do we ask the questions of? And at what point did we have asked the questions? Because we didn't get the report until it was sent. So therefore, we didn't get a chance to ask the questions about what we conceived as irregularities.
Mm-hmm. So the audit report was reviewed by myself and internal members of the staff. We had promised the audit report to the state by the 15th of August, and it came right up against the timeline. In the future, we can always share it with the council ahead of time. Because yeah, there was obviously a typo where it said Montgomery County that we should have caught before it got finalized. We'll revise it. We'll have the auditors revise it, send it to the state. So yeah, we can incorporate a review process in the audit in the future. We've always been behind, so time was of the essence to get it submitted in the past.
So I still have a question about it. So I don't want to ask it in a public setting. So it's okay to send you an email about the question I have about the audit.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Okay.
That would be the best mechanism.
Okay. And I have another question. You said that there's the low months of July, August, September, October may be low as far as fund balance.
Correct.
Cash on hand. So what will you be doing to pay the bills and pay the payroll?
With 1.3, I think our spend averages between 200 to 300,000. So we're fine to get through the next. So it's business as usual on payroll and bill payment.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Frankenfield. All right, if there's no further questions for his report, we'll move on to the police department report. Any questions there or highlights from Acting Chief Forster?
Yes.
Let me give a highlight. He may not have listed it, but I want to call this out. In August, the town was able to participate, and specifically the police department was able to support a Stuff the Bus event that happened with Tanger Outlets and the Evolve Foundation. It happened at Tanger Outlets, and they actually collected supplies from people who were shopping there, and they stuffed the bus, quite literally, with supplies. Those supplies went to all three of our elementary schools: Forest Heights Elementary, Flintstone Elementary, and Oxon Hill Elementary, which is newly annexed into the town. So we were able to provide a drop-off to each one of those schools with supplies that were free of charge to the town. And also, there's another component. Well, anyway, Acting Chief Forster drove the bus to Tanger and back, and then he also was on site when the drop-offs happened with Evolve Foundation members. So we just want to thank you in your acting role for continuing to demonstrate the community spirit and the spirit of excellence and giving back. I know the Stuff the Bus event was on a Sunday, which, you know, with your acting duties and your family and everything else, we just want to thank you for being able and willing to do that. So I don't know, what else can you do to really give back than that? Deliver something we know that they were in need of. And we'll share some pictures in next month's report just to show you all how grateful the schools were. They sent some letters and some messages about their appreciation to the town for doing this. And I think it just shows us doing what we do best. And we want to do more and more of that. So thank you. If there's no other questions for the police department report this month. Oh, my apologies.
Just went from the
My apologies. So Councilmember Brownson, we'll do Councilmember McDonald.
question, and so I got this letter for saying from the police department in Prince George's County saying that your home alarm must be registered with the police department in the county in order for you to do, when you do a 911 call, that they won't come out.
Yes, ma'am. So that's the false alarm reduction unit
Okay.
that's run by PG County. You got to register every year. So in the event that you get a false alarm, you know, they won't charge you in the event that you don't need the police to come out.
Okay. And if you're not registered, they won't come out?
That portion, I'm not 100%. I can find out for you though.
But But suppose it's a real alarm, do they?
If they insert too many false alarms, then no charge.
Okay. So then my other question, I'm tired. My other question is, we talked about the Maryland car registration, and the Virginia tags in the town, that we were gonna start doing something. What's going on with that?
Okay, that part I'm not 100%. I don't know if Chief Reach, you want to touch on that or?
So that's one of my other duties. So we're working with, obviously, with the parking program. So we have meetings every Thursday. And so what we're going to do now, we're working with them to build out the system because we've never had a electronic parking system before. And so what we are recommending is we are going to, once we get the system all set up, we're going to come to you as the council to do certain zones in the town for permit parking. Now, remember that if your car is registered within another state or anything like that, there are certain rules in the state of Maryland that you can have, that you can do that. You can go get a out-of-state tag permit from the NVA. But it is tedious for the police department, obviously, if they come behind a vehicle and they see it parked and it has Virginia tags. It's still property registered unless it sit there longer than the allotted time. What the police department, what we will be recommending is that for areas that that collectively we see that is deemed an issue for parking and people are not registering their cars within the state of Maryland, you all have the ability to set parking zones. And so that entails when at a certain time, you have to be fully registered with the town. I'm not sorry, with the town, with the state of Maryland to have Maryland tags. If you don't have Maryland tags, you have to obtain an out-of-state tag permit from the NVA. If not, you can get the fees, be immobilized or towed. So that's coming. I would say probably within the next month and a half, we'll be coming to you. So we're meeting every Thursday for Parks to build out the system.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Brownson. And well, you're a lieutenant in our department, right? He's like, this, we're gonna call you Reese. Councilmember McDonald.
Okay, so 5906 Choctaw Drive, 5901 Choctaw Drive, the property on Comanche boarded up. Now, 5906 Choctaw, there was a tow truck that came to remove the vehicle, and the car is still sitting there with Virginia tags that's been sitting there for over 2 months now, immobilized. So I am trying to understand, what are we doing, or should we be doing anything or not? Because that car shouldn't have been sitting there for 60 days. And the tow truck came and it didn't move. Then at 5901, we've been told without tags, this car has no tags at all. And we have gone there before, and this person, the resident, is telling us that they're gonna fix it, and they haven't fixed it. So do we know what the status is for those two addresses?
Good evening, guys. I dealt, both issues were brought to my attention, earlier this week. What's today? Tuesday, last week, late last week. So I went out, I spoke to the resident at 5901, which is on the right side. Spoke to them. They are new residents in the town. I explained to them, that, all vehicles within the town should be registered, properly registered, even if they're on your property and your driveway. So they then explained to me that they just bought the house. They're having some issues with funds. I explained to them the ordinance. I gave them a little bit of time. All right. I did schedule them for a reinspection towards middle of the month. So at that point, I will go back out. The vehicle is not properly registered. Then at that time, they are aware that they will receive a fine. 5906. Is that the silver Jeep?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So again, I was made aware of that issue on the same day. Went out, placed a 72-hour parking violation on the vehicle. I returned to work. I think that was early in the week. So one day last week they called and they said, hey, the owner of the residence said, hey, that's my boyfriend's car. We have multiple cars. We don't drive the car all the time. Again, I explained to them vehicles in the town parked on a public roadway need to be moved every 72 hours, especially if you have
The
more than
car
one
is
vehicle.
immobile. The car is immobile.
Okay. So it's just based off the information I was given. I explained to them that, every 72 hours, the vehicles need to be moved. I know that that the car hasn't moved in a while.
2 months.
Just from some of the tactics that we use as police officers. I can look at the tires, see spider webs, see leaves under the car, just showing that it hasn't moved in a while. Again, I explained all of that to the homeowner. Hey, ma'am, our vehicles have cameras in them and this, that, and the third. We have ways of knowing if the vehicles have been moved or not. She then retracted her statement, saying that we drive it every other day.
No.
And I explained to her, ma'am, the vehicle hasn't moved in a while. The vehicle needs to be moved. If it's not moved within the 72-hour time frame, the vehicle will be towed. So
But the
both-
tow truck came, Officer Williams, and I'm just trying to understand.
I personally did not order a crane because, again, when I was made aware of the situation, I went out and I stickered the car, and it hadn't been 72 hours at that point. 72 hours for me would have been today.
Okay, so just so you know, the car is immobile.
Okay,
It hasn't moved in 2 months.
I got you.
Okay.
We still have to sticker the vehicle.
Right, I got you.
Yep.
So what's the status of the property on Comanche?
You're speaking of 917 Comanche, 917 Comanche, that property was boarded up, because, there was found to be some illegal drug activities going on in there. Homeless people were breaking into the property. Police department went in, cleared the property, located some crack pipes and other drug paraphernalia. At that point, we brought it back to the, town administrator at that time, Mr. O'Connor, and from that point, we boarded it up. The property is it is a HUD property. I learned that there is a reverse mortgage on it, and there's a whole long process with that. I do reach out to HUD. Well, I've reached out to HUD multiple times. The case manager for this area, she tells me that there's no updates, but then she refers me to the management company so I reach out to them when the grass is high. I don't know if you noticed, a little while back, there was some weeds growing on the door. I got all of that taken care of. I reached out to them. Hey, this is the issue that we're having. They're responsive in the sense of, hey, I need this property cleaned up and I need it done within the next couple of days. But as far as the property itself, not really getting anywhere. Maybe we can have the town attorney take a look into this to see if we can take some legal action of some sort. So it's that property, 917 Comanche, and I think the other one is like
On Ottawa.
yes, Ottawa.
Mhm.
So Excuse me.
Officer Williams, can we do this? Can you send an update to Councilmember McDonald just on the ones that she's following up of, just so it's documented, and then let
Sure.
either her or council know, and also town administrator, what the next action step is you can take.
Sure.
Or the attorney.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're looking to be diligent with code enforcement efforts as they protect the safety of the community, the appearance of the community, and the laws and ordinances which have been passed and are in effect.
Oh, one last thing, Mayor Lilly, about code enforcement. Where are we with hiring code enforcement officer?
Mr. Jackson.
So that's a budgetary item, Madam Councilwoman, and that position needs to be budgeted for before we can move forward to find a new full-time position.
Yeah, and we have a plan to review mid-year where we are with cash revenue and expenditures, and if we have the excess, we'll look at creating the position then. So that's on our radar. Any other questions for the police department report at this time? All right, hearing none. We have reached the end of department reports, and now we'll go into a closed session. So that means members of the public and other staff members can be excused after we have a vote, which has to happen first. I move that we go into closed session under the general provisions of Article subsection 3-305 for reasons 2, 7, and 8. And this is to discuss under reason 7, specific matter of litigation. Purpose is to discuss strategy for a specific matter of pending or potential litigation under number 8. And number 7 is to consult with counsel to obtain legal advice. Number 8 is to consult with staff, consultants, or other individuals about pending or potential litigation. And reason 2 is to protect the privacy or reputation of individuals concerning a matter not related to public business. For reason 8 is to discuss a specific matter of litigation. And the reason to close is to discuss the impacts of a specific matter of potential litigation. And then under number 2 is to protect the privacy of a resident in an admin process. And the reason to close is to discuss the implications of an administrative process with a specific resident. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. We go into closed session for the aforementioned reasons, number 2, number 7, and number 8. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Council President Noble,
Yes.
Councilmember Hines, Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson,
Yes.
Councilmember Little,
Yes.
Councilmember McDonald,
Yes.
Mayor Lilly.
Yes.
The vote is unanimous. The motion carries.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 10:24. This meeting will be closed. You're welcome to wait until the council comes out of the meeting. We will return into open session and discuss. We'll give you a report of what was discussed, who attended, and if any actions were taken. This meeting is now closed. Thank you.